Welcome back to HEXCOM. If you're not familiar, HEXCOM is a D&D 4th edition campaign that I'm running on Discord, primarily for myself. It's mostly solo play, but it's on Discord because I want to keep it open for interested players who might be curious about this style of D&D play, which I haven't seen a ton. I'm sure it's been done, but I'm trying to get away from the traditional storytelling narrative approach of D&D. 5e I played for a long time. I played all the editions. 5e I played, and it's great. Does a lot of great things. But I just want to try something new and see if we can come up with a more rigorous tactical approach to D&D, something more mission-based, and something more emergent. So what is happening in HEXCOM is using the DMG random encounter rules and automating that with a Discord bot I'm lovingly calling Appendix X, an homage to the AD&D appendices. And so what this does is it generates random encounters, which I'm putting on a mission board, and there'll be a pool of characters you can select or create your own and take them on missions in those encounters and then report back your results just to see what happens. Again, it's just an experiment. I'm not saying this is how you're supposed to be playing D&D or this is what you should be doing. If you love your game, just keep doing what you're doing. Ain't nobody trying to stop you. But if HEXCOM sounds cool to you, come check it out. There's no obligation. You can just look around and just bounce out if it's not for you. No worries. But let's pop over there real quick. Here's the mission board. There's been 6 missions generated so far. They all have these like really cool IDs and then the title, and they link out to the generation. So the first one that I played was Voidbard 440, the Crimson Strike at Meaningless Slaughter Field. I'm about to play through Forest Green Elixir 797, which is the dual threat in the Freezing Marsh. That's an easy campaign. Let's take a look at Voidbard 440. So here it generates the JSON file with all the data, and then it generates a markdown file with some flavor text that just sets up the whole encounter for you. And then it signs it using the HEXCOM key. Just so you know, just so we can verifiably prove that if you're playing through the Crimson Strike at Meaningless Slaughter Field, that you can say, yeah, I was there. Now, again, this isn't for everyone. Like, not everyone wants to play just purely random encounters. But I learned this from playing AD&D. You can have sometimes some of the most fun just playing wacky, mishmash, random, wandering whatevers. It can be very, very cool. It takes a little bit of imagination to make work, and that's what we're trying to do here is see what you can insert into structured encounters to make a cohesive campaign, just to see if this is even possible. And I have to say, playing through Voidbard 440 on the Meaningless Slaughter Field, I was delighted with how it turned out. Even though it was a TPK, because I stupidly only took 3 guys in. So here's a little screenshot here of the Meaningless Slaughter Field. I took in Petru, Ella, and Marak here, fighting some Silt Runner Darters and some Grasping Zombies. Totally outmatched. Way harder than I thought, which makes sense. I think this was a 500 XP encounter. So for 3 level 1 characters, that's going to be a hard, if not deadly, mission. And I died. I mean, they just got the best of me. But what was so cool, these are random characters with a random encounter. And what I ended up playing was this amazing blowgun battle on a psychic, war-torn wilderness battlefield. Exactly what I was going for, or hoping for anyway. So Ella here is an assassin. Silt Runner Darters are loaded up with poison darts and their blowguns. So it's just like blowguns back and forth. So we're entering this battlefield, and they're just shooting darts, so thump, thump, back and forth. Meanwhile, Petru, our boy here, is just mind thrusting zombies. And there's these carnage stones that psychically blast anyone that touches it. It's like the memories of horrors past, genocide and war. And so if you step on one of these stones, you get mind blasted. So it's, for an introductory adventure, this to me beats you all meet in a tavern or whatever it is. You're thrust into the craziest battle ever, psychic blowguns and all. So really happy with how that turned out. But again, this takes some player agency and creativity and imagination to make work. So we've got, like I said, 6 missions generated. There's 4 more slots open on level 1, and then all of level 2 through 30 open. So in order to find the connective tissue between all of these, I think players will have to invent their own quests, essentially. So we start on Meaningless Slaughter Field. Well, the next one might take us, I'm going to play through Forest Green Elixir 797 next. You can see this one takes place deep within the misty fens known as the Marsh of Waning Whispers. Now, how that relates to the Meaningless Slaughter Field, I don't know yet. Again, takes a little work, but that's part of the experiment, and that's what we're going to do. Now, one aspect of Appendix X is I can also, when generating a new encounter, feed it some text that will inform the next encounter. It'll still be totally valid, random encounter straight from the DMG rules, but it'll have just a little bit of a input to guide what the encounter is. So the thinking being, like, we can, if the next one we generate is a continuation of Meaningless Slaughter Field, well, now we know Meaningless Slaughter Field is a location, and we have all these entities in the world that we can track and hopefully carry these through an entire campaign. So it's going to be up to the players, so far me, to develop the quests on our own. Maybe the skill challenges. There might be Appendix X might have a skill challenge function at some point. I think that would be really cool. But a nice little benefit of generating these is what we can do is generate our final boss and know ahead of time the ultimate source of evil guiding and influencing every battle leading up to that final boss. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm not going to play through an encounter. I'm going to generate the final boss of HEXCOM. And this is going to be, our Sauron or our, whomever, God Emperor of Chaos or Lord Voldemort or White Witch or whatever. I'm going to generate that now. You're going to see this. Whatever we end up with, we're sticking with as the final big bad guy at the end. I think this is going to be really cool. I'm super excited about it. Sorry for the title of this video, a little bit of clickbait, because you're probably not going to use this method unless you're playing HEXCOM or playing exactly the way I am here. But let me know what you think. All right, so to do this, we go over to Appendix X here, and we're just going to take whatever it is we're going to take. We're only going to do one generation, and that's it. That is the top dog of HEXCOM that we need to power up in order to defeat. That is our ultimate goal. Okay, so it could be really easy. It could it's going to be random. So one of these levels, it could be a level 36 boss, solo boss. Super hard because we only go up to level 30. Could be easier. Could be like a level 30, skirmisher battle. So we're just going to see what happens. All right, ready for this? Here we go. HEXCOM is generating your encounter. Hang tight. All right. This is the source of all evil. This is what we fight for, to vanquish this enemy. Confrontation with Cryonax, ruler of glacial fury. Okay. Frost covers everything within sight, from jagged icicle drip stalactites to monstrous towering ice statues as you brave the snowy terrain. The strong, ceaseless gusts of icy wind that never seem to subside lend an air of hostile, desolate bitterness to your surroundings, the exterior of Cryonax's den. Cryonax, a creature of relentless cold, harsh as a relentless winter storm, and as unyielding as a glacier, rules over this chilling domain. His power extends as far as the endless frost that blankets the vicinity, threatening to spread across the land. All right, who are we fighting? Cryonax. All right, let's find us some Cryonax. There he is, level 34. All right. Huge elemental humanoid, cold, primordial, level 34 solo brute. All right, Cryonax, we're coming for you. Not scared of your 1,248 hit points. Starting somewhere. That somewhere is level 1. All right, we've got a lot of work to do to get up to his Shard Storm, Aura 30. This aura is inactive within 10 squares of Cryonax. The active aura is difficult terrain, heavily obscured, 25 cold. Spit Black Frost, Cryonax's Fury. All right, well, Cryonax is clearly a solo monster for a different campaign. Looks like Dragon Magazine 421. Not a problem. This is what we're doing. We're taking anything that we randomly generate and we're going to fight it. So Cryonax is our big bad guy here in HEXCOM. Now, the goal is we have to somehow start from the meaningless slaughter field and work our way towards the frozen wastelands of Cryonax's lair. How we do this, we don't quite know yet, because working backwards, as you add things going forwards, it's quite easy. But if you're working backwards, well, now you've got to connect all the dots, and this is kind of a high dimensional configuration space that we have to figure out. A bit of a challenge, but I think we can do it. But at least we know now that Cryonax, I think I'm saying your name right, Cryonax. It doesn't make a difference because we will defeat you. We're going to assemble the ultimate HEXCOM team. We're going to bust in the frozen door of your lair, slaughter you where you live. We're going to end the evil you're bringing to our world. HEXCOM.